Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. And we are live. What up, DR, on this Friday? We're talking about XRP and apparently, allegedly, supposedly, the lawsuit with XRP, Ripple, and the SEC is finally over. Let me know if you saw that or not. Just making sure this is correct that the SEC lawsuit has been dropped. I saw something on X, so you know me, I had to come to figure out what is going on. Is this real or is this more um FUD? So let me know what you guys think because we've been watching this lawsuit for months, years, or decades, right? The lawsuit has been up and down. And apparently, allegedly, supposedly, the lawsuit is finally over. So let me know if you guys heard or are familiar with what is going on. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you know where it's at. And if we can confirm that the lawsuit is in fact over, let's start the screen share and see what we can see. Let's turn on that spotlight, Mike. So this is the spotlight, and we are on X. And this is one of the articles. Let's just get going to it. Let me see. Okay. Where we at? So this is what up, DR? What's going on, fam? What's up with you? I know this is early, but we are live on this Friday. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs. Thank you guys for all the birthday shout outs and everything else that is going on. And I guess crypto is finally breaking out. So a new Forbes analyst reveals that reevaluating U.S. gold reserves could unlock hundreds of billions in fresh liquidity. Imagine even if a slice that, wait, even, what? Even, imagine if even a slice of that capital finds its way into the digital assets XRP, the impact could be massive. So shout out to this guy. So just in 4 hours ago, the SEC, the The SEC jointly dismisses appeals, ending a 5-year legal fight. SEC ETF SEC altcoin season. So what do we have? Official document. The United States Court. Trying to get some stuff off. The United States Courts of Appeal for the Second Circuit. United States Securities and Exchange Commission plaintiff Cross Apollo versus Ripple, defendant, whatever, Bradley Ginsenhouse and Kristen Larson, uh, joint stipulation of dismissal. So, yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. They have finally dismissed the case, which I don't even know it took so long. They could have done this in freaking March or April. Sound it out. Ha ha ha. Hilarious, Mr. David. So, breaking. Trump bans bank from debunking Bitcoin and crypto. The days of bank shutting down your account because you're too crypto or too political are over. Here's the biggest win for crypto in U.S. history. In fact, see, Donald Trump guarantees fair banking for all Americans, prohibiting political or unlawful debunking. Today, President Trump signed an executive order to ensure that the federal regulators do not promote policies and practices that allow financial institutions to deny or restrict services based on political beliefs, religious beliefs, or lawful business activities, ensuring fair access to the banking for all Americans. Awesome. Sounds like a winner. Sounded out. Still doesn't matter as far as the price. Institutional adoption has to happen. Doesn't what lawsuit drop? It doesn't matter. Doesn't want what? What? Doesn't what lawsuit drops? It doesn't matter. Actually, it does, Mister Spear Man. Spear Man. Okay, interesting. But yeah, it's going to be some movement. If we can already see, buddy boy, we're up 8.1% on the day. And if you notice, it ain't been jumping 8%. We're up backed up $3.37. We were down to 299, up 8.1% today, 9% on the week, 37% on the month, 444 on the year, zero point 0.9 on the hour, almost another percent on the hour. These guys are going to hit $5 by Monday. Just an FYI there, buddy. So it actually does matter. Boom. South Korea just launched XRP. Upbit led the world with 1 billion in trading in 24-hour. The surge came after the conclusion of the U.S. SEC and Commission case. So the U.S. SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission case, FOMO is heating up, and this is just the beginning. Are you ready? I am ready. Been ready. Been waiting for freaking years for this to get dismissed. So this is a XRP heat map. Upbit is up 1 billion. Binance is up 966 24-hour trading volume. Coinbase is 450. Bybit is 399. Kraken is 222. OKX is 222. Coinbase is 100 million. Bitstamp is 80. Crypto.com doesn't even show that. That's weird. XRP is set to detonate. Smash the like button if you are locked in. Binance Futures explodes with epic trading action on Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. Dive in heart-pounding multiplayer madness of Crash. What? Time your cash out perfectly and skyrocket your winnings, real-time thrills, massive rewards. Every round, a wild ride, sizzling hot. Not sure how Crash has anything to do with this. Binance Futures sees record volume as traders flock to Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. I'm probably going to have to pick up some Solana quickly. Breaking news. Ferrari to start accepting XRP payments for new cars in the US and Europe. Interesting. Breaking news. Walmart is now accepting XRP as a payment. We need to triple check some of this. This is a lot of information coming quick. Just in, ETF expert Nate says BlackRock is preparing to apply very soon for a XRP ETF. Yes, I think BlackRock is waiting to see before the filing for iShares XRP ETF. If I'll own it if I'm wrong, IMO makes 0 sense for them to ignore crypto assets beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. Otherwise, they're basically saying Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only ones that will ever have value. Weird. XRP to $5 is intimate. And this is a quick video. Just in. Let me see. Just in. Why is there no sound here? Tom Lee tells CNBC young investors should put 20% or more of their portfolio into XRP and crypto. That's a lot upside to go. It's not hype, it's the truth. So why is there no sound here?
Been 100x for our well, in 2017, when we first wrote about Bitcoin, we recommended 1 to 2% into crypto.
Weird. Or is there no
That
sound
has been
on my computer? Sound's definitely here. Maybe this video doesn't have a sound on it, which is weird. Why'd you post a video with no sound on it? Is there no sound here?
100x for our clients. Today, we're saying you're starting 5 to 10% is appropriate for the median investor. If someone's younger and they can let time work in their favor, then 20% or more makes sense. That's consistent with the BlackRock mathematical calculations. And again, I think there's still a lot of upside. Just keep in mind, Wall Street is running into the blockchain. Thanks. Well, in 2017, when we first wrote about Bitcoin, we recommended 1 to 2% into crypto. That has been 100x for our clients. Today, we're saying if you're starting 5 to 10% is appropriate for the median investor. If someone's younger and they can let time work in their favor, then 20% or more makes sense. That's consistent with the BlackRock mathematical calculations.
I'm not sure what's up with the volume there. You can even hear that. But Spearman, you might be onto something. A lot of folks are putting all their eggs in the XRP basket. They will be sorry. Don't be surprised if XRP retests the 287. That would be interesting. I don't think it's going down that far. Maybe retest the $3, but it's going up. Greetings. What's up? Ow. Welcome, Spearman. You're right. I wouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, right? I diversify. And I definitely tell people on my channel, don't invest all your money in one crypto, right? Diversify. If one doesn't pop, you'll still be okay. But if they all pop, sorry, you're going to make more money across the board than if you put everything in one basket, as forementioned. Let me see here. 2021, J.P. Morgan warned that if Ripple beat the SEC, mass adoption would be inevitable. Um, Today, XRP is above $3.30. And the door to that adoption is already ajar. What was once a maybe now sounds like a get ready. Definitely. Because that's all these guys been talking about for years. What happens if the SEC ever beats the case and it appears the case is finally going away? Rumors BlackRock might apply for a XRP ETF as soon as next week. Smash the like button if you are ready. Both cases were dropped. The Brad Genzenhauer and Chris Larson case and the SEC and the Ripple case. XRP is free. Free, free, free. Breaking news. I think we just read that about the iShares. I think BlackRock's waiting to see before filing iShares for XRP ETF. I'm owning, if I'm wrong, oh yeah, we did read that. The SEC will make a post about the end of Ripple case anytime. That would be interesting. But let me play this quick short for you guys.
And XRP investors. After nearly 5 years, the long-running lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC has officially ended. Both parties jointly filed to dismiss the appeal, which means the Ripple lawsuit is truly over. No more legal battles hanging over XRP. Investors are relieved, but the XRP price hasn't surged dramatically just yet. It did jump about 3.2% recently. If market conditions stay positive, XRP could push higher towards $3.3 and even $3.55 soon. Stay tuned for more crypto updates. And don't forget to like and subscribe for the latest news.
So that was a quick
Big
short
news for
about
Ripple and
the lawsuit as well. Keeping it moving. First ever reward token on XRPL will launch today. Hold XBank token, earn XRP. I don't know about that. I'm not going to advise you to pick that up. Do your own research and let me know. GBCN man, congratulations to Ripple and the XRP family. First and foremost, a massive congratulations to Ripple and the entire XRP community on the case being dropped after years of fighting an uphill battle against regulatory overreach. The victory is well deserved. This is the ZBCN. I guess the rest of this is ZBCN information. Yeah, so this is looking at coin ranking.com. So XRP is in number 3 at $3.29 at the 193.5 billion market cap. Ethereum's 4,000 at the 482.6 billion, and Bitcoin is 116K at 2.3 trillion. Keep your eyes on XPR and metal. And yes, Mr. Ali, we are definitely watching XRP. XPR looks like it's down a little bit. And where is metal? Metal's down as well. So let's look at the chart real quick on the bubbles. Caspa's up 8.4. XRP's up 8%. Spectra's up 7.2. Putty Penguin's up 6.5. Turbo's up 6.8. Ordinance 5.8. Ethereum Classic is up 8.7. Uniswap's up 9.2. Pepe's up 10%. What? AIZ16 is up 9%. Link is up 9. Fartcoin's back to the races, up 10%. Eurozone is up 29.1. XLM is up 11. Mudan's up 10. ZBCN, which is Zebek, is up 6.3. Gala's up 7. Near's up 6.5. Snake's up 10. Astrid is up 9. Toshi's up 3. XCN is up 1. Osmosis is up 3.7. Mog is up 16.3. Brett is up 10.7. Stronghold is up 9. Mr. Miggles is up 17.6. Pith is up 6.5. Bearer is up 7.9. Peanuts up 4.5. Arch H bar is up 5.6. Balk is up 6.7. Quant is up 5.9. Solana's up 5.8. Pow's up 6.6. Swarm is up 4.1. Spell's up 1.8. Algo's up 4.7. Giga Chat is up 7.3. Ingest is up 5.3. Cardano's up 6.2. Baby Dodge is up 5.8. Flocky's up 5.3. AIOZ is up 3.7. Ethereum is up 6%, back over that 4,000 mark. What is this? Like tax paid, no XRP. Okay. What up, Quarter Crawler? What's going on with your player? Welcome back. Let me see. So this is JP Morgan and Coinbase tie up. What you need to know about buying crypto via credit cards. The world of cryptocurrency is changing quickly. and a pioneer alliance between JP Morgan Chase and Coinbase is sure to make big news. JP Morgan's 80 million plus clients can now easily link their Chase account with Coinbase, which is a big step forward in making crypto more widely used. The partnership was announced in June 30th, 2025. This article goes into detail about the tie-up, what it means for buying Bitcoin on with credit cards, and what it implies on Coinbase stock and a larger crypto JP Morgan ecosystem. And that's really weird because a couple of years ago, this guy, I think it's Finch, right? Larry Fink, I think that's over JP Morgan, swore we're not going to get into crypto because my clients aren't interested in crypto. But here you are partnering with Coinbase to buy crypto on your credit. What the freak, man? But I told you guys, a lot of this adoption is slowed on purpose so the banks don't get cut out of the deal, right? They want the Federal Reserve and the bank to stay current. If crypto pushed forward the way it should have, it would have left the banks out here in the cold. So all of this adoption is only slowed down so the banks don't get caught. And if you notice, a lot of people are pulling their money out of the bank and putting it in uh, crypto. So the bank knows as well. Let me get back to, but the banks have seen it as well. So let me know what you guys think. So details of the partnership between JP Morgan and Coinbase. The partnership between JP Morgan and Coinbase adds three essential features to make it easier for Chase clients to use crypto. Credit card purchase beginning the fall of 2025. So I guess you can't do it yet. Uh, Chase credit card customers will be able to add money to their Coinbase wallet and buy crypto directly on Coinbase platform. This change makes it easier to get in the crypto market by getting rid of everyday obstacles like bank transfers. Trying to conceptualize what they're talking about here. So it doesn't start to the fall. Chase credit card custom. Oh, okay. So you can add your credit card number to buy on Coinbase. Reward point redemption starting 2026. Chase users will be able to turn their ultimate reward points into USDC. What? A stablecoin pegged to the US dollar via Coinbase Base Layer 2 network at a ratio of 1 to 1. 100 points is $1 in USDC. This is the first time a major U.S. credit card rewards program has authorized direct crypto conversion, enabling a novel option to use loyalty points, direct banking account linking. Customers will be able to link their Chase Bank accounts to Coinbase in 2026. This will make it easier to move money from fiat to crypto through JP Morgan's secure API. And that's probably what we've been waiting on. These guys to get these APIs set up so you could operate between the bank and crypto. So you don't have to take all your money out of the bank and put it in a crypto. You got that? Um, this direct integration makes it safer and lessens the need for third party aggregators like Plaid. I didn't like Plaid no way. So I'm glad we're cutting Plaid what they thinking behind out of the equation because it makes no sense to have to go to these guys and pay a 3 to 5% interest rate on moving your money. This relationship is part of a larger trend in which traditional banks are starting to accept digital assets. So first the Genius in the Clarity Act passed. Now the banks already have the software to use between crypto and banks already interoperable. So that means they were probably already working on this, and they probably needed time to get it tested and implemented before crypto started running rampant. Da, 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 da. This relationship is part of a larger trend in which traditional banks are starting to accept digital assets as crypto. JP Morgan projects gain traction. This partnership shows how far the crypto market has come since it reached a value of 4 trillion. When did it reach the value of 4 trillion? Since it reached a value of 4 trillion. Coinbase and JP Morgan partnership is a big deal for both crypto and traditional finance world. This is why connecting traditional finance and crypto in the past, literally just said this. Banks like JP Morgan weren't very trusting of cryptocurrencies. You don't trust the bank, you say. Imagine that. The bank doesn't trust crypto. Very interesting. The bank has the opportunity not to trust somebody. Jamie Dimon, that's the CEO, not Fink. It's Jamie Dimon. So Jamie Dimon, the bank CEO, once called Bitcoin a fraud. But the story about crypto JP Morgan has changed. One reason people are becoming more confident in digital assets is the enactment of the guiding and establishing a national innovation for U.S. stablecoins, the Genius Act, which clarifies the rules and the partnership between Coinbase and Chase connects standard banking with crypto, making it easier for regular people to get involved. Perfect timing. Perfect timing to make the announcement right after the act was passed. Almost like they were waiting on the act to pass before they got deeper into crypto. Even though the bank insures a certain amount of money anyway, it ain't like they was going to lose anything. They just wanted the customer confidence up. Just in case you started purchasing crypto, you'd know it would be safe. Even though it was already safe, I think they needed that extra reassurance just to make sure you didn't lose anything. The news cause, let me see where are we? The news caused Coinbase shares to climb 3% in the morning trading on July 30th, showing that investors were hopeful about the alliance could do. Coinbase shares have already gone up 50% in 2025, given a company market worth of 95 billion. These partnerships makes Coinbase an even more critical crypto exchange. The tie-up boosts Coinbase users base by tapping into JP Morgan's enormous client pool, potentially improving the volume and income, which would further evaluate Coinbase shares. Sorry, scratching my toe. You can go to how I can use this. I might put this on my Twitter X page. You guys want to check that out. You look at the bubble. So this is XRP is up. Let's refresh this because for some reason, coin market cap doesn't always refresh. So it is up 7.9%. Market cap is 195 billion of 7.9%. 24-hour trading volume is up 175.5%. I don't know if that's the usual trading volume. Of course it's not. So things are definitely moving on XRP, up 13.1%, 13.1 billion and 24-hour trading volume. Very interesting. So let's see, just in the SEC, XRP jointly dismisses appeals. Let's go to the latest. See what else is happening. XRP derivatives heat up. Future IO hits 8.5 billion. Option market shows nearly 90% calls, and the max pain hits 320 ahead of the August 15th expiry. Futures IO 5.8 billion. 89% calls, max paying $3.20. XRP, like Rancho rotisserie chicken. I set my XRP and forget about it. XRP off. Hey, that's weird. Uh, uh, experts believe XRP is dirt cheap, under $5, and could hit $1,000 per coin. Here comes the FOMO, guys. Here it comes. Here's why. You read that right. $100 per XRP. Veto Power buys Ripple shares, securing XRP at just 47 cents a token. Big moves ahead. Yeah, a lot of these Veto Power names. Analyst shares his XRP story, sends critical warning to holders. About 1 silver ounce in APMEX back in 2016. It went from 17, 18 bucks to 40 1 ounce. Okay. Thanks for sharing that, buddy. Let's see here. We can go back to where's the article? This is the article. XRP experts believe XRP is dirt cheap, under $5. Could hit 1,000 per coin. Here is why. XRP is trading at $3, up 31% in the past month, with nearly 500% over the last year, with some analysts saying sub-5 prices are still a bargain. Growth is being fueled by Ripple's. Check out your boys' Ripple t-shirts on Etsy. Expanding payment corridors, stablecoin adoption, and more tokenized assets on the XRP ledger. While skeptics warn of disbelief phase, bullish forecasts see potential and massive gains through 2030. XRP has been on a tear, trading around $3 today, is up 31% in the last month and nearly 500% over the year. Sure, it's dipped about 5% in the last week, but the big picture is one of the most explosive runs in the market right now. Analysts are already warning if you're sitting on the sidelines, you might regret it. Is there a video here? Is there?
EZA and how you got started.
First of all, thank you very much for having us on, Remy. Pleasure to be here in the stock exchange. And when we first got started, I wouldn't have imagined that we'd be here. When we first got into the space, that was 2013 through Bitcoin mining, and it was very much the street against crypto, and the crypto sort of likewise. We started EZA a couple of years ago now because we believe that blockchain is one of the single most important technologies in the history of humanity, perhaps even the most important. And so we know that we need to get more and more people into this space. So what we have is two things. Number one, the EZA app, where we have over 1 million users who learn about the world's leading blockchains like the XRP ledger with our amazing partners like Ripple, and also other blockchains like Stellar with our awesome partners at Stellar Development Foundation. They learn about it, and we are basically onboarding layer onto the world's leading decentralized networks and distributed networks. And the second thing that we do is, because our mission is to bring 1 billion people into Web3 and into crypto and blockchain, we recently started the EZA Labs, which is building out some of those core products and primitives, which are going to enable people to actually come into this space like nothing we've ever seen before.
And Phil, you brought up a lot of key points there. and foremost, both of you are early adopters, 2013 getting into Bitcoin mining and looking at how far we have come in terms of the crypto marketplace. And I understand that hackathons are part of your DNA as well. So tell us about the inspiration for EZA.
Definitely. So Phil and I have been in blockchain for many, many years now. And before founding ETH, Phil was actually a lawyer, and I myself work in finance, so at Blackstone, Goldman, and a couple of other places. And we really saw through our work at those amazing firms and also through our sort of daily lives that people really need to get educated on crypto. People need to get educated on blockchain. And this is going to be one of the most transformative technologies of the decade. And if we don't educate people, they're going to get left behind. So for us, we wanted to share what we had learned with the public, which is why we built the EZA app, which is super easy, 100% free for anyone to actually download and use. And then obviously host the amazing hackathons that we host, which really attract a lot of people to the space and actually give them a platform to launch their ideas. And to this date, over $4 billion worth of projects have come out of our hackathons, which is super cool. We invest in those, we nurture those, we mentor those. We work very closely with our partners to actually make sure they become game-changing companies in the blockchain space.
So the EZA app and the EZA lab, I want to know first and foremost, how many unicorns come out of EZA lab?
Yeah, so we've actually had a big one come out recently called Cognition AI. They are one of the biggest AI companies out there right now. They recently acquired a couple of other AI companies too. They were founded by people who learned about, Web3 AI through EZA, and then actually went on to go and, raise hundreds of millions of dollars from the world's best VCs, Pete Thiel's Founder Fund, and many others. So now they're changing the game for both AI, but also developers who are building in the blockchain space. So super cool things that they're doing.
And Dom and Phil, your siblings, that makes you very unique as an organization. But also at the same time, when we think about how we use technology, we're constantly on our smartphones or our devices, and we're not necessarily in front of our laptops all the time. So tell me what's going on with the app and your vision for growth.
Great question. You're right. Pretty much I think last I checked, about 70 to 80% of all internet traffic goes through a mobile phone. That's why we designed EZA to be mobile first. But I think in terms of where the future is headed, what we want to do is we want to make it a lot easier for anybody to use Web3. So if you talk about crypto, pretty much the only surface area or touch points that normal people have is essentially buying the stuff, right? And speculating on the price. That's obviously a huge part of it. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that normal people can also access it. And so that's why we've always gone mobile first. And in terms of what we're doing with the EZA labs as well, can't share too much exactly right now, but we have the EZA white paper, which we're working on with some of the world's top leading researchers.
Now, hold on a second, Slick. I just want to get a picture of this so I can use it later. Give me a second here. Okay. Come on. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, cats and dogs. Just want to get that crypto overview, I guess. Then we'll get back to the video in 1 second. Um,
And academics on, and that's going to make it a lot easier for anybody start using crypto and start using the blockchain as opposed to just speculating on it. So think about anybody using their smartphone to actually access this whole ecosystem of things. And that's really the beginning of what's going to take this industry from essentially a niche of people who are sort of experimenting or using it, but very, very technical, to just the everyday person. Anybody can use it as simply as they can, go to Starbucks, buy a coffee, or use Uber.
And both of you are here at the New York Stock Exchange, the center of traditional finance, or TradFi, as we like to call it. So we have come a long way, and the IPO of Circle really brought stablecoin to the forefront when it comes to American retail investors. And I understand that you're looking at XRP here. So tell us why and the use case.
Definitely. So we work very closely together with Ripple. We work very closely to actually bring our massive community of over 1 million developers onto the XRP ledger. And so we've been working with them really to actually foster the next generation of companies to launch, both in the financial services sector and all the way, from like the biggest institutions, but actually down to, startups as well, through the hackathons that many people have seen we posted on social media, etc. So for us, we're really bullish on Ripple, on XRP in particular, because of the inroads they've already made into the TradFi sector. They've been, really, really sort of diligent about getting tons of different licenses all across the world to actually make sure that they are positioned to own the space when the institutions actually come into blockchain, into crypto, which they're already starting to do with stablecoins. That's obviously a huge use case, and Ripple has their own RLUSD stablecoin, which is awesome, and we've already started educating our community on them. And ultimately, for us, we're just super bullish on the mission, what they're doing already in terms of bringing all these big institutions. Hidden Road acquisition, for example, is a great example of how they're going to actually be utilizing the XRP ledger in the real world, settling trades, etc., much faster, cheaper than otherwise would be possible. And then obviously also international money payments. All of those different aspects really make it one of the formative companies of the next decade, in our opinion. And I know a lot of people have been asking for my price targets on XRP, and I think this is the first time I'll say it, but I think XRP is heading to $1,000 by 2030. So for me, it's a super important project, and actually probably one of the most important projects out there at the moment.
And finally, we have less than 60 seconds here, but here we are about to head into the second half of 2025. So what are you paying attention to in blockchain as well as crypto?
I think I'll kick it off. I'll take the first 30 seconds. Number one, I think we're talking about XRP, if we're talking about XLM as well, Stellar, Ripple, what they're doing in the space. Really, neither of them have yet had a DeFi summer or DeFi revolution. We've seen it with Ethereum, which took its market cap into the hundreds of billions. We're looking at Stellar, we're looking at XRP as well, which really have market caps of around 150 billion, still sitting under 200 billion, and they haven't had that DeFi moment yet. So as we come into the second half of this year with what we're doing as well with the EZA Lab, we're looking at priming this whole ecosystem to be set up for this DeFi summer or DeFi year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you look at Ethereum, a lot of stuff has happened in that ecosystem already. And now I think we're going to, start to really see it. And also we're working, very hard at EZA to bring all of that onto things like the XRP ledger, Stellar and other world-leading blockchains.
Okay, Dom, Phil, thank you so much for joining me. Great to have you on. Tell me about EZA and
So there you have it. This guy's saying $1,000 by 2030. So I'm definitely not selling my XRP. I don't know, at least till 2030. Dallas say the run's just getting started. Plenty of going back to review. So don't remember where we were. Plenty of voices in the XRP community think we're still early, me included. Analyst John Squirrel stand up and called anything under $5 a bargain, saying by 2030, regret will be widespread for those who didn't buy. More micro strategist Jake Cleaver is even bolder, throwing out around $1,000 per $1,000 plus price target if FRP XRP cements itself as the backbone in the settlement infrastructure. Interesting. Then there's Eduardo, who believes once XRP decouples from Bitcoin price patterns and builds itself its own narrative, the rally could leave more investors in disbelief. His words, not mine. Real world push behind XRP's rise. It's not just hype. XRP utilities growing, especially in Ripple's payment corridors and through the rise of the RLUSD stablecoin. Tokenized assets activities on the XRP ledger, XRPL, keeps climbing, hinting at a widened base of demand. The network's cross border payments capability gives it a solid edge. More companies using XRP means more demand, plain and simple. Even the USA Today recently threw XRP into the best crypto assets under 500 picks, 20 to adoption to a friendlier regulated climax, and potential returns that blow traditional indexes like S&P 500 out of the water. Critics aren't buying the hype yet. Of course, not everyone's convinced. CNBC John's Kramer, of course, Kramer's not going to buy shit. Once called XRP a giant coin, a giant con, when it was at 38 cents. Since then, it's risen 790%. Some analysts think that we're in the so called disbelief phase where the price runs higher while a chunk of the market keeps doubting. Still, the sentiment from bears is clear. Hesitation might not be the biggest mistake. Hesitation now will be the biggest mistake. Let me see here. Back to the. Wait, what was this? That was the one we just read. What is this? What's this guy talking about? There's this story. I don't care about a story. Let me share a little XRP story with you. In March 2020, I bought it at 14% and 14 cent and below. It was the scariest moment to put money into something when everybody told me I'm stupid. As time went by, I felt better about it. And finally, November 2020, see if we can share this to our XR or our X story. XCD doing things. I'm just saying. XCN. XCN actually is doing things. I looked at that earlier on the bubble. Where is XCN? Where is it? I saw it earlier. Should be right in here somewhere. Where is XCN? It's XCL. Did I take XCN off of here? Oh, here it is. XCN is up 1.1%. Let me see where were we? We were, oh yeah, posted in this article. It's time. XRP reached 64 cents, and we thought that now it's time we see a new all-time high. December 20th, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple. The XRP price crashed to 17 cents. Why did I get more when it was at 17 cents? Most altcoins made a new all-time high in 2021 bull run. XRP did not. Now, 1,690 days after the lawsuit was filed against Ripple, I'm standing on the XRP I bought in 2020. Damn, 5 years. Patience is the greatest asset in this market. That being said, I want to make clear that I'm taking profit. I sold some XRP at $2 and $3, and I will slowly exit the market as climbs to 10 and above. Don't be stupid. Take profit based on your needs and financial situation. The higher we climb, the higher the risk. March 2020 felt stupid, but the risk is very low. Most people felt stupid selling their XRP at a price climbs higher and will pay the price. My price was 1,690 days, and I am okay with that. Are you? Okay, that was an interesting little article there, Slick. Thanks for sharing. XRP, Stellar, and Chainlink are now steadying activity as altcoin season stays shallow, with traders focusing on liquidity in ecosystems utility. Breaking news: XRP jumps 6.4%, SEC lawsuit victory. How high can it go? XRP, remember that this is who the fudders you wait. What? Remember that this is who the fudders you see spamming XRP hate are. And I don't understand. I don't even know who that is. This fool got a Switch controller? No, shut the front door. Legally settled, confidence restored. Ripple versus SEC is over. It's over. Finally. Do you believe in XRP? Let's just check this out real quick, and I guess we'll shut it down for the day. I should have used that on my thumbnail, actually. After 5 years in court, Ripple Labs and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission have agreed to end their dispute. Both parties informed the Second Court of Appeals that they are dropping their appeals, bringing a close to the case that began in 2020. The commission had accused Ripple of selling XRP without compliance and security laws. In brief, the SEC and Ripple drops appeals, ending a 5-year legal battle over XRP's clarification. What is that? Is that something on? Is it? No, I'm tripping. XRP price rebounded 11% after legal drama ended, signaling renewed investor confidence. Technical indicators show bullish signs with XRP price above key moving averages and MACD rising. Let's see. Actually, let's check that. We didn't even look at that yet. Let's see here. Bum bum bum. Let me see. Did we read this? We did read that. I'll put this in the article. Actually, put this on. Uh, what the? Put this in the article for later. Because that was actually a pretty good article, if I must say so. And we'll put this one, I think. Which one had the video on it? I think it was this one. Maybe, yeah, it's the one we're reading now. Yeah, I guess we'll go with this one as well. Add these to the YouTube. Let's see, where were we? Oh yeah, so trading view. It looks like on the 4-hour RSI is up to 62.4. RSI base moving average is 60.7. MACD crossed and we're building volume on the 4-hour. On the 1-hour, we're losing volume. The MACD crossing came down. RSI is coming down to 52.8. RSI base moving average is 62.3. Got a couple green candles on the 1-hour. Looks like we are at $3.27. The high for the day is $3.38. Let's check the 45-minute chart. 45-minute chart shows also we're down slightly. A couple of red candles look like it's coming down for us to pick it up. Looks like the low was 286 and we're still in the $3, so we're still above the $3 range. RSI is 50.7 on the 45-minute, and RSI base moving average is 56.2. On the 15-minute chart, looks like there's a few red candles. RSI is 47.3. RSI base moving average is 43.4. And looks like we're building volume on the 15-minute chart as well. On the 5-minute chart, looks like we're losing volume. RSI is 48.3 and got a couple of green candles. Let's check to see what the analysis says for CoinMarketCap AI. XRP rose 7% to $3.29 over the past 24 hours, outpacing the broader crypto market. 2.13 gain key drivers. Legal clarity boost. The SEC Ripple appeal dismissed, ended 5-year lawsuit. Technical breakout. Price cleared $3.30 resistance, targeting the $3.35, $3.40 zone. Whale accumulation. Hyperliquid whales opened 4 million plus leveraged longs despite recent distribution patterns. What up, Yazin? Finishing up this XRP video. Legal resolution, bullish impact. Overview. Ripple and the SEC jointly dismissed all appeals on August 8th. That's today. Finalizing Judge Torr's 2023 ruling that XRP isn't a security in public trades. This removed a critical regulatory overhang that suppressed institutional participation since 2020. What does this mean? Eliminating risk of retroactive penalties for exchanges. Clears path for US-based XRP ETF. Canada's proposed XRP ETF saw 149 million inflows post ruling. Ripple secured SEC waiver for private fundraising, enabling capital raises you today. What up, Yazim? Yo, what's going on? Quarter call, what you mean? Hagelin. Hagelin, what does that mean? Keeping it moving. Technical momentum, mixed impact. Overall, XRP broke above the $3.30 resistance, completing a weekly triangular pattern. The price now tests the Fibonacci retracement levels at $3.33, 23.6%, with $3.13 acting as a support. What this means, RSI 66 shows room for upside before overbought territory. MACD, BTM. What up? What up, Yazim? What's going on, fam? Where is Silver Days? All right, quarter crawler. Peace out. Peace and hair grease. Take it easy in them streets. Be careful, bro. MACD histogram turned positive, signaling a bullish momentum. Next hurdle $3.35 to $3.40, 38.2 Fib, then $3.80 July high. What to watch? Sustain close above the $3.34. A failure here could trigger profit taking towards the $2.99 support. Whale activity mixed signals. Overview. While hyperliquid whales added 4 million longs, JM of Crypto Quant noted 174% spike in XRP exchanges inflow. 260 million XRP versus 30-day moving average of 141 million, typically a bearish signal. What this means, contradictory move suggests institutional accumulation versus retail profit taking. On-chain transactions surged 13.2% with 20K active addresses showing retail FOMO. In conclusion, XRP rally combines overdue legal resolution with technical momentum through whale divergence in thick order books near 340 warrant caution. Key watch, can XRP hold above the $3.37 through August 14 XCC status report deadline, or will leverage longs unwind gains? All right, quarter crawler, peace out. What up, Silver Day? What's going on with you, bro? Smash the like and subscribe. And I'm sure you heard the news. The lawsuit is finally over. We are free. Give us free. Give us free. So we're finally free from the SEC and the lawsuits. Brother, where were you? But thanks for joining. And I think there was, oh yeah, go back to this. Did we finish this article? In a joint submitted on Thursday, Ripple and the SEC confirmed that each side will cover its own legal fees. This agreement officially closes the legal battle that began in 2020 when the SEC accused Ripple of violating security laws by selling XRP. Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Algoretti, says that in this case now behind them, and the company can focus on business again following the SEC's internal vote. Both parties formally notified the Second Court of Appeals that they are dismissing their appeals. Following the commission vote today, the SEC Ripple formally filed directly with the Second Court to dismiss their appeals. The dispute reached a key moment in July 23 when the federal judge, Annalise Torres, issued a ruling that was part of the win, part of the loss for both sides. She ruled that XRP sold to everyday investors on public exchanges did not qualify as a security. However, XRP sold to large institutional buyers, which was classified as an unregistered security. Following this, Ripple ordered to pay 125 million in fines, a lot less than 2 billion the SEC initially demanded, a whole lot less, actually. The SEC disagreed with parts of the ruling and appealed to challenge it. Ripple also appealed to defend the decision in her favor. As of now, both sides dropped their appeals, making the 2023 ruling the final outcome of the case. This decision came against the backdrop of shifting regulatory climate. The SEC filed the lawsuit during the Trump first term in office, a time when crypto enforcement was tougher. Now with Trump backed a second term, his administration is taking a lighter touch on regulating cryptocurrencies. This change influenced by the SEC's decision to drop several lawsuits. Ripple case included. In May, both parties agreed on settlement and sought to lower the 125 million penalty against Ripple. However, the judge rejected this, emphasizing that Ripple must continue to comply with the securities law despite the SEC change in focus. Since the Trump new term began, the SEC has dropped numerous crypto-related cases, ending the appeal and fits with more towards a softer regulatory stance. So, in summation, the case is being dropped. Thanks for joining. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat. And Zebekians will be back at 3:30. Just wanted to get some of this Ripple lawsuit news out and the $1,000 price prediction. And also, we'll be at $5 before you know it. But either way it goes, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit your main man up with a super chat. And as always, let's get back the money and stay dangerous. It's okay to be different or not average, because maybe it's not you that's different, everyone else is. But peace and hair grease, and see you guys back at 3:30 for the ZBEC update. And same bat channel, same bat time. Peace out and happy Friday.